Hello and welcome to Three Questions With. I have my friend Elizabeth with us from Hampstead Pain Relief. Good afternoon, Elizabeth. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So it's kind of funny you'd be on the show today because I was thinking about you this weekend because it was a beautiful weekend and a lot of my friends get out. We're going to rake the entire yard today because it's beautiful weather for it. And it's funny when I saw a lot of my friends on Monday, they're like, oh, I can't believe I did that. Everything hurts. Because we go from being couch potatoes to thinking we can rake leaves for 8, 10 hours. That's must make you a popular young lady when we do
Yes,
stuff
it
like that.
does.
But it's common though. We all do it, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, why does everything hurt? Come on, it shouldn't, but it does.
So, excellent question. So, a lot of times, the way we rake can matter. So, if you have your arms closer to your body, you are stronger. So, when you have a rake, if you have it out here where I'm raking to me and to me and to me,
No,
you'll notice that my elbows are up, just like I talked about last time. So, all these muscles are still engaged, which are going to shoot the pain up and give you that headache. So what you can do instead when you're raking is yes, you need to take breaks and you need to stretch or do something else. That way you're not engaging those muscles all the time. But what you can do is you can make it so that the leaves are coming to you and you go with it. So notice how my arms are not the only thing moving.
yeah.
My body is moving with it, right? So you can do it that way. And then you can take periods where you're going to have to pick up those leaves and you're going to have to put them somewhere, right? So I'm switching between doing this motion
Yep.
and then squatting down, not bending my back, mind you, but actually squatting down,
Yep.
scooping up the leaves, picking up my back up straight, and then putting them wherever I want. So if I can have it straight in front of me where I'm doing it, as opposed to, or even to the side every once in a while, you'll actually get a workout while you're doing it.
Yep. But it seems like we do it all wrong, though, Elizabeth. For us, we do the reaching thing, trying to, instead of getting closer, because we think, well, if I can reach and I pull it all, I get a bigger space. And then we don't do the squat thing. We bend over and just try to grab as many leaves as we can or push them onto something. So it seems like almost everything we do when it comes to raking leaves is wrong and bad for our back.
Yes, because you're working where you're not as strong. And even if you can, the other aspect I was going to tell you is usually you have one hand that is the mothering hand, if you will, and one hand or the guiding, and one hand that's your power hand.
Yep.
Right. So generally, your left hand, when it comes to raking, if you're right-handed, your left hand might be high and your right hand might be low. Why? Because your right hand is the dominant, or maybe you have it the other way. Everybody's a little bit different for which one's the guiding versus which is the power.
Yep.
But even switching in your hands can make all the difference because it's two different tasks that you're working on, right? So even that can help you too, but it's all the mindset that you have. Why is it that I'm doing it? Or can I switch it up, and can I work with the strength of my body rather than the, like you said, trying to get as much as you can and ending up just being sore as
All right, so we go out, we do it wrong. Is this where massage would come in to try to help me feel better so I'm not aching for 3 or 4 days?
Yes, yes. So a lot of the times, the other thing that I wanted to say was, some people ask me, my muscle feels like it's weak. Is it truly weak? Should I go to the gym and like pump a bunch of iron in order to get strong? And if I do that, how come it hurts that much more if I've tried that, right? So the thing is that you're not necessarily weak. What you are is tired. So I have this picture to demonstrate. All right, so you get trigger points, and what trigger points are is that your muscles make a point where they're contracted, and they're staying contracted so that you don't have to use that energy anymore. So let's say you go to rake your leaves and you go, I feel so weak in my right arm. Why do I feel so weak? Well, the thing is, it's like having a 10-pound on your arm, and now you're trying to do something else. And the reason you have the 10 pounds on your arm as an arbitrary number is because you already have some muscles in use. So I can't use all of my muscles because some of them are already contracted. So it's not a matter that you're weak, it's the matter that you're already using some of the muscles. So by using my tools, I relax those trigger points, that contraction. So then when you go to rake those leaves, you've got the whole power of your arm to do it, as opposed to just a percentage that isn't contracted, if that makes sense.
Yep. So follow-up question then, if I'm going to be raking leaves, would I benefit from getting massage before I do it or after or both?
Yeah, yes, because you already, that's an excellent question. So you already have the trigger points because of all the things that you've been doing. So if you get the massage first, have a day where you rest in between so that your body can reset itself. You can drink water, you can flush your system, your body gets used to being relaxed, and then go do the raking. Now I've got those muscles that are relaxed and now they're ready to go. And instead of having the potential of a couple muscles, I have the entire duration of all the muscle fibers working for me. That's a really good question.
Every now and then I get one. So, but now I like that you often show me your tools on the show. I enjoy this part. What type of tools do you use to help people who maybe overdone it raking?
Yes, so as long so the muscle liberator I use one way or another. So this is my lovely muscle liberator. Everybody sees it as a Milwaukee. That's a good name brand.
Yeah.
So this is the equivalent of my thumb going 14 times a second.
That's
Obviously, my thumb can't do that, so that's where machinery comes in, right? So what happens is you get a message to your brain that says, I'm overworked, I'm tired, and I'm going to contract, stay contracted so that I don't have to use any more energy. And now I'm a stabilizer as opposed to a muscle that moves.
Yep.
So depending on what you tell me for where it hurts, I know where the root cause is. That's what we figure out together. Based on the feedback in real time, working completely around your joints so that we work the top, the bottom, and both sides so that the whole joint works in collaboration as opposed to just one muscle feeling better. I use the muscle liberator to find that root cause. We distract it. I put you through range of motion, then your body says, oh yeah, I can do that and it doesn't hurt. So that's the muscle liberator. Now the other one that I have is called an electric point stimulator. Okay, so the electric point stimulator, if anybody has ever had TEDS, that's another word. They use the little pads that go onto your body. And what it does is it stimulates your muscles. We're all part of electrodes, right? So it stimulates the muscle over and over again until finally it says, you know what? I'm tired. I'm going to relax completely. I'm not going to contract anymore. You've contracted me so many times. I'm just going to chill out, all right? So as long as you don't have a pacemaker, then that is what I would use on you. And the reason being is because I don't want to mess up your heartbeat with the pacemaker. So as long as that's not a thing. Now, generally the electric point stimulator, the most common places that I use it are either your inside your neck and the back here, because a muscle liberator can be a little bit more. So I utilize this one so that you're getting relief, but it's not necessarily, right? And then the other point that people have a lot is your pectorals, because you are forward and rotation inside. So a lot of times this will feel like a pulled rubber band. It is so darn tight. And what happens is you go to do that motion back here and your body says, no, 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 we live right here. We don't have. So you either get pain or you get the tension where you physically cannot move your arm further because this is like a pulled rubber band that it won't go that way. Okay. And then the other part is in your lower back next to, so your spinal column, right? You've got your quadratum laborum, which is your QL. It attaches your rib to your pelvis. That can be that's where you get that pain across the back. So that's usually a deep muscle too. So sometimes I will stimulate again with the electric point stimulator in order to get that muscle to let go and relax. Then I do compressions, I start moving you, and then your body feels better.
No, it sounds good. But so once I've overdone it, how does massage help with a quicker recovery? Does it help me recover quickly?
Yes. So excellent. I love your questions. Yes. So it does help sooner. And the reason being is because it helps block that message that's going to your brain that says we need to hold, stay tight, and protect. It distracts that. as opposed to when you go to stretch and you go, I tried stretching, but it just hurt so bad. Well, yeah, because your muscles are going to keep shooting. Hey, we already hurt. This hurts. This hurts. This hurts. You're moving. You're moving. This hurts. This hurts, right? You're not distracting that message. So you're stretching or you're trying to stretch and it doesn't feel good. And that's the reason being is because your body is already in hyper sensitive mode, I guess you could say. So that's the reason why this helps, is because I'm distracting that signal. We put you through range of motion, which is also passive because I'm moving you. You're not moving you. And it kind of like resets your brain, if you will. That says, all right, I need to see what does it feel like now? Right? I was distracted. Okay, what's happening now?
No.
All right. This feels okay. You know, all right, I can bend over like that and that feels okay. So that's the difference between what I help is I progress you so that your body already feels good. Now, when I give you stretches to do at home, if your muscles have been relaxed enough that you don't need to come again, and you leave with having the pain and the tension gone as opposed to having some of it still left, feels
Yep.
better, but not completely great, right? So as long as you're feeling better and you're up to it, I always tell people to work within their ease. What feels comfortable for you? What does your body accept at this point? It's a very individual based. Then I'll show you specific stretches and say, do these at home in between sessions. So that way, when you come back to me, you can say, okay, this feels great. Now I'm feeling it here. People go, well, how come I feel it here? It's not that it's something new to you. It's the fact that your body can only register priority. So whatever hurts the most is what you're going to feel the most. Once that feels better, now your body says, great. Hey, guess what? This now hurts. It already hurt, but now I'm letting you know because the signal is free for me to give that. So people will go, oh, my right shoulder feels great. Now my left shoulder feels horrible. It's not that your left shoulder wasn't overworked. It's just a matter of the ability for your body to focus on one thing at a time. And it prioritizes based on what's overworked the most.
That's something I didn't know. It's interesting. Like I said, I never would have thought of that. Makes perfect sense once you explained it. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. So let's talk about some new customer specials. Anything for new clients?
Yes. So for new clients, they're on the mat to begin with so that I can work fully clothed, putting you through full range of motion as well as you're comfortable. 60 minutes for $67 or 90 minutes for $100 is for new clients. And I suggest the 60 if you have one or two focus areas, like maybe it's mostly your neck or neck and shoulders, perhaps one side. And then I suggest 90 if you know you have like up to 3 areas. Let's say it's my neck, my shoulders, and my back that I want you to look at particularly. It's not always the same side. Sometimes they'll say that my right side hurts up here, but my left side hurts down in my back, So it's basically up to 1 or 2 places for 60 or up to 3 places for 90 is what I suggest to people when they're thinking about booking online for them.
So what's the best way to reach out to you, Elizabeth? How can they book an appointment?
Yep, so they can go to hampsteadpainrelief.com and you can book and pay online, nice and easy. Or if you have more questions, you can always give me a call. And those are on the phone numbers on the website as well.
Awesome. Elizabeth, I appreciate you taking a couple minutes to come on the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thank you very much for having me and being my friend too.